Well, I think Sony needs to stop killing games, but no, they're actually going to double down on stop killing games. This is so ironic. I did another video talking about stop killing games, and that one will actually air after this one because it was just announced that Sony is going to stop making physical games for PlayStation beginning in 2028. There will no longer be disc versions, hard copies of games. Does this surprise anyone? Given the way that AAA gaming is going, does it surprise anyone? Because hell, even Switch 2 games, most of them aren't full games on a cartridge. You buy a physical copy, you don't actually own your game. And now we're going to be leasing our games. Remember, guys, Sony just announced that they were going to pull 500 plus movies from their library. If you bought and paid for these movies, they were the ones from Studio Canal. You no longer will have access to those movies, even though you bought them. And the same thing is going to happen with games. This is how you kill games. This is not going to end well, I don't think, for them. I mean, between this and the PlayStation 6 being rumored to start at $1,000 to $1,200 because of the price of components, what's the deal? You know, I mean, what's the point anymore? You don't own your stuff. You have to be online constantly. You have to be tethered to the internet, and they can take your games away at any point in time. Eventually, what's going to happen, I'm telling you, eventually what's going to happen is there will be an interface that you lease. That'll be your quote-unquote console. It'll just be like a cable box. You lease it forever, and you pay a subscription forever, and that's how you access your games. You're not actually going to own them. And I think gamers need to think long and hard about the future, whether or not they want to be a part of this new future of gaming. I personally am thinking, nope, I think I'm good. Unless something really amazing comes along, I think I'm good. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, if you'd like more Clownfish TV, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV podcasts and episodes you will not find anywhere else. Also, go out to Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Look for Clownfish TV Podcast. Please subscribe. Leave a positive review. That'd be nice. Leave a nice review and help us out over there. That is our kind of our life raft if YouTube implodes, because I don't trust YouTube. So it's so bad that Dominoes Pizza in the UK, gold check account, Dominoes Pizza in the UK is roasting PlayStation. They said makes about as much sense as us changing to digital pizzas. And I think that's fantastic. And here's their official update. Let's take a look at this. Important updates, news on physical discs for new games, news on the PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita, getting rid of support for those. And the comments are not great. Does it play says you're killing ownership, you're killing legal preservation, you're killing discoverability, you're killing publishers, you're killing developers. This is a move that might slightly improve bottom lines, but tear down every other aspect of the medium. Well done, you effed up. They don't care. These companies, these corporations, you get to a place where if they could monetize air, see also the Lorax, they would do it. They don't want to actually make a product. They don't want to be responsible for manufacturing and shipping a product. They just want you to give them your money. That's it. Just give them your money. It doesn't matter if you get anything in return. Just pay pigs, pay up. Give us money. Give us money to access these games. And most of these games are probably going to be pretty mid. And they're going to be put out by a handful of studios because, as we're finding out with Microsoft, with Xbox, a lot of these studios are going to go kaput before the PlayStation 6 even comes out. Seal Examines Games says stop selling digital games for the same price as physical ones, so I shouldn't be paying $70 for digital games anymore. General says there's no reason to stay with PlayStation. After more than 30 years with Sony, I'm switching to PC. With no physical games, there isn't a single valid reason to stay with PlayStation instead of buying PC. That's just it. What is the difference? I mean, I've been trying to tell people this. I would say Xbox more than PlayStation, because at least PlayStation has, exclusives. I don't even know if Xbox has any exclusives anymore, because Halo is coming to PlayStation. But like, what is the point? You don't own the games. It basically is a budget cut PC. And if you're going to buy your games digitally anyway, so far, Valve has been pretty good about that. GOG has been really good about preservation. Sony has officially killed its own appeal. PC has won. Yeah, this is not going over very well. So here's the article from The Verge. Sony's killing all physical PlayStation game discs. Sony has announced that from January 2028, it will entirely stop the production of physical discs for new PlayStation games from that point forward. New releases will only be available in digital versions from the PlayStation Store and other retailers. Games released before January 2028 will still be available on disc, so we have another year plus yet. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. That actually is true. It's easier to just buy a game digitally now, but people are going to come to regret this. Again, Sony just last week pulled the plug on a lot of physical movies. This isn't going to go the way people think it's going to go. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. Also, record profits. We don't have to manufacture discs anymore. Record profits. So what's going to happen with Sony anyway? They're manufacturing Disney's home video. Whatever handful of titles Disney is still releasing on Blu-ray, Sony's making those, but they're noping out from making their own games. So something's gonna give. The move follows the recent announcement that Grand Theft Auto 6's physical edition will only be a download code in a box, which prompted a quick backlash from fans. While digital copies of games have some obvious advantages, they deny buyers any resale value. Of course, we want people to buy that game again and then lock it to their account. And then if we decide to pull it from the store, well, then you have to buy it again. Make it hard to share games and leave players reliant on ongoing access to console servers and accounts to access their games. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem, guys. It is. Is that it? That is. Okay, let's go out to their actual blog post. All right. It's very short too. What are you going to say about this? Did you like it? No, I did not like this. As consumer preferences and broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting in January of 2028. Following this date, new games are going to be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital format only. What's the point of being a retailer then? This transition has no impact on games that already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. It's a natural direction. They said we'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choice as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or the PlayStation Store. Again, what is the purpose of going to Walmart to buy a code when you can literally just download the game? You know what I'm saying? We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. I remember a time, I am old enough to remember a time when I would walk into an electronics boutique and I would be gobsmacked by the wall of PC games that came in boxes with instructions and sometimes very, very clever bonuses. You know, they would have maps and the boxes were really cool. They weren't standardized, so you get some very fun like box shapes, anything to stand out on the shelf, anything that wasn't boring. And I remember before I had a PC that I did a lot of gaming with, I would look at that wall of PC games and be like, God, PCs are so cool. They're so cool. Look at how great these games look, these boxes look, and how good the graphics are compared to, you know, my Nintendo or whatever. And now everything's digital. There's no point. And now we're going to lose the game aisle, basically. It's just going to be controllers and accessories and stuff. And it's just very sad. It's very sad. That means more Funko Pops, I guess, at GameStop. You know, it's if GameStop lasts, if they don't merge with eBay or whatever the hell is going on. All right, let's go out and look at some more of these comments on PlayStation's post. It's a really, God, this is so stupid. Let's look at the quote tweets. Bean says, Rockstar Games, you knew. Scott Wozniak is not really happy. With all due disrespect, go F yourself, Sony, says Tiger Chainsaw. Platinum Plus says, F you, PlayStation. F everything you've Done for us physical media collectors. F you. F your entire department of bullshit. I used to work for the department of bullshit. It was great. Got paid time off. It was great. We demand ownership, not a effing license that can be revoked at any effing time. Of course, Dominoes said that. Bomb Sony headquarters. No, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Omega Pro says announcing that you're no longer producing physical games at the same time as announcing you're shutting down a digital storefront is quite the choice. Yeah, apparently they're shutting down the PS3 and PS Vita storefronts. Again, not making a good case for themselves. Like, hey guys, hey PS3 owners. Yeah, all those games you bought? Yeah, about that. How about that? Dom the Bomb says, let's sum things up recently with PlayStation. Increased PS5 prices, removed over 500 movies and TV shows from the PlayStation Store, still wants to focus on live service games after a whole generation of failure with them, closed Blue Point, stopped disc production in 2028. What a joke. Well, just wait until you see what happens with Microsoft. Wait until you see what happens with Xbox. I mean, I think when the dust settles, it's going to be Nintendo, PCs, obviously, and then maybe the Steam machine. I don't know, guys. It's crazy. What do you think? I know what I think. I think it's bullshit. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.